And we're back for more Let's Play Svea Rike 2. I'm Acciyn, and I have decided that I don't need another smithy at this time. I don't need an exercise tent either. I will need that soon, however, but not just yet. And considering there's not much left to do, I'm just gonna save my resources and blow through another turn. We are still at peace with everyone. You can see we have 350 silver and 50 irons. And I'm going to move my troops up here. That's pretty much all I need to do on this screen. And we got more stuff happening, and we also have a few options. The 27th of February 1477, Pope Sixtus IV grants a request to found a university in Uppsala. I've always wanted to say that because I just find it hilarious how most people speaking English pronounce that Uppsala. It's just cracks me up every time. It's Uppsala. Up. It's a short P. And a short U. Goddammit. Anyway, and on the 7th of October, the same year, education starts, led by Catholic priests. Keep the boys away! It's education is conducted quite differently during this time. At the most you have a few dozen students and a handful of professors. Although with the reform, teaching is more or less stopped, I reckon, and the university is opened first in 1593. At an event called Uppsala Möte, or the Uppsala Meeting, and it is re-established in Sigismund, which is close to Uppsala, I believe, which is Catholic and deeply religious. In the 16th century, under I guess that's Count Karl IX and Gustav II Adolf. The entire Swedish, I guess, university movement or genre, whatever, gets it becomes more popular, basically. But for now, in 1477, as it is now, the Pope has granted the erection of a university in Uppsala. Erection, lol. And they want to know if I wish to support this with by granting 50 silver. Now, this would be me trading 50 silver for renown points. I would gain renown points by donating these 50 silvers. But I have something greater in mind for that money, so I'm going to say no. They can molest their little boys somewhere else. For all I care, those damn Catholics. That's just me playing the game, though. If this was like I was going to roleplay it, I'd probably donate, but fuck it. And that's all of the events for during those entire 5 years. Nothing has happened in diplomacy so far. We have had another 5 years of peace. And Erik Axelsson Tott has died in 1481, which is the current year. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten much use of him, would I? Trade, nothing has really happened in trade. The Grip family has erected another smithy in Södermanland. And renown, I guess no one wanted to support that university. They knew it. It was a trap. But we still gain our 2 points courtesy of our starting church. And this just tells us that I did not wish to support the Uppsala University founding. So here we are, yet another turn has passed. I'm going to check here and prices are still the same, so I'm probably just going to bank my money yet again. I could buy this mansion. It would be good to have, but it can wait until a bit later in the game. I can't really upgrade anything here. I could upgrade my smithy if I had 100 iron. It would then give me 50 iron per turn instead of just 25. I could build something up here in Lapland as well. Not gonna do that. As for people for hire, we only have this guy left, and no one has picked him up yet. If they had, the name of the family that hired him would appear here. Guess no one wants the picture person. Yeah. But he's going to die soon, and I might be tempted to employ him. Problem is, I'd have to buy this in order to employ him, so not gonna do that. And in fact, I'm going to bank everything I have and just continue on to the next turn so I can buy myself yet another county. Once I have 3, then we can start developing and getting stuff done. So yeah, next turn please. And we are still at peace. We have 550 silver pieces, which is just enough to do what I want to do. And I don't feel like moving my troops, so I'm going to be ready here. And here we have another person appearing who we might be able to employ. Johan SNELL, a German bookbinder who arrives in Stockholm from Copenhagen, I believe, if you want it in English and all. He starts Sweden's first bookbindery in Gråbrödraklostret. It's a monastery on Riddarholmen in Stockholm. But he then moves on to other countries. And if we were to employ him until he moves from Sweden, we would gain 2 renown points and 100 silver. He is I'm far more likely to employ him, since I might actually gain some sort of a reward for actually having him. I don't exactly know when he moves though, but he's available now, and we have something here. Since 1397, Sweden has been in a union with Denmark and Norway, but we have only had a regent since 1471, Sten Sture, who would rather rule Sweden on his own. When the Danish Union King, since Denmark, Sweden and Norway are in a union right now, Christian I dies in 1483. The Swedish people are forced to recognize the Danish prince Hans as the new king, but Sten Sture manages to make sure that the king has nothing to say whatsoever about what goes on in Sweden up until 1497, when Hans, after much fighting, finally can make his march into Stockholm. It's starting to it'll soon be war between Sweden and Denmark. Between the Danish Prince Hans and the Swedish regent Sten Sture. And the game wants me to decide who I support. Do I support the Danish king, as he is the lawful heir of the Swedish throne, or do I support Sten Sture, as he is, you know, a troublemaker in the eyes of the whatever medieval law they follow these days? I'm going to support Sten Sture. I want a free Sweden. Thank you very much. That probably changes some things. We'll find out in a minute. And there's been a technological breakthrough. A machine that writes books. The bookbinder Johan SNELL is invited to Stockholm to introduce this invention. And in 1483, the first printed book is published in Sweden. It is called... yeah. This is Latin, and I'm going to suck at trying to pronounce it, but I'm going to try anyway. Dialogus Creaturarum Moralizatus. Dialogue of the animals, basically. And it's a collection of, well, basically tall tales and just spoken folklore passed from generation to generation, although translated into Latin. And the game's just telling me here that if I ever find such a book, then I should be very careful with it, because it's worth a fortune, apparently. Which I can understand. Snell will soon leave Sweden, but his equipment is given over to the Domkapitlet. It's beats me. I guess it's some sort of position, like a building of power in Uppsala, where they start their own bookbinding with this new printing press. But yeah. And the game wants to know if I want to spend 50 silvers to buy the book. And that would give me renown. It would. But I have better uses for my monies. So I'm not gonna do that. And we have more stuff happening. In 1471, oh, fuck me. I'm just gonna translate that to the ruler of Novgorod, Ivan Vasilyevich, is defeated, often called Ivan the Terrible. This powerful ruler joins an alliance with the Byzantine Empire, which is currently Turkey. And in somewhere in the 1480s, he once and for all ends the Mongolian influence over Russia, and thereby the Russian great great nation of Russia is born. And yeah, we have a choice to make. The ruler of Russia, Ivan, has driven out his Mongolian enemies. What do I wish to send as a message to Ivan? I can wish him good luck, fortune, and a lasting peace. I could tell him that we are not afraid of the Russian army. I'm kind of afraid of the Russian army at this moment, since tensions are growing between Sweden and Denmark and all that. Or we could send him nothing. I'm actually going to wish for a long-lasting peace, and I hope he has a good time with his new-founded country. And here we are. There's been another 5 years of peace. And Johan SNELL is still awaiting employment. I might actually employ him. Nothing has happened on the seas. Sture has made a cottage in Västergötland. Tot has erected an exercise tent, and Brahe has erected an exercise tent in places. So they are preparing for war, and I just spilled my water bottle. Well done me. Well done me. And you got to listen to it on the YouTubes. Okay, so we have 550 silvers, with which I am going to buy probably Hälsingland, which costs 700. Never mind. I could buy Västerbotten, I could buy Åbo over here, or I could buy Österbotten, which is here. Decisions. You can see here the number of buildings that could be built on each location, and here you can see all the potential mines of that place. Now, I'm tempted to go with this one, since it's close to our other place, and we could have an exercise tent here to recruit troops from and reinforce our borders that we share with Denmark. So, yeah, we're going with this. Okay, that has been done. And there is nothing else that I can afford at this time. So it's basically just on with the next turn, and when that is done, I'm going to start developing these newfound holdings of mine and make sure I can reinforce and keep them for the upcoming war. But that's going to have to wait until the next video, and until then, I'm Acciyn, and I hope you're still enjoying this Let's Play of mine of a Swedish game called Svea Rike to